Good morning, guys. Look at these beautiful peach trees blooming. Oh my goodness. Hopefully we don't get another freeze. It's March 23rd, I think. Mello's out there barking. He's got a groundhog like that runs and jumps in the window of the shed over there. I am going to come out here because we are not going to work today. We might go on a hike later on today. We shall see. I'm going to mess around with getting this cleaned up some more. As you can see, I'm going to try to get my mower going, hook a battery to it and see if it starts. And I think I'm going to mow this. No flowers yet. Phlox is blooming. I finally got the apple tree cut down. So all the apple trees are cut to where they're going to be. And we still should get a whole bunch of apples on that. But like I said, I'm going to mess with this first because I should be able to start planting like stuff into the ground, cooler stuff, and like kale, my broccoli and stuff I started. And then if it gets too warm too quick, we'll just do all this in peppers and tomatoes. So I had to do this because I can't zoom in with my GoPro. I don't know how to, but that's a fire going on out there. There's a couple of them. They're supposed to be contained, so hopefully they keep it contained.
I know. Well, yesterday I read it was like almost 80% contained, but that doesn't really look like it's 80% contained. So I don't know if more popped up. Diesel. Oh, loose.
So look, there's a...
Okay, I guess
yeah, they're having a nice little picnic date and you're disrupting it.
See, that's a new fire there.
Yeah, that is a new fire.
The old one's over here.
They just don't care. Doesn't like happiness.
They don't deserve happiness?
If I can't be happy, no one can. That's what loses it.
It is Sunday, March 23rd. I started messing with this yesterday, but the kids and Rachel wanted to go hiking. So we went and took a trip up to the Blue Ridge Parkway. I'll put that in after this video. But I got everything done on this. I greased everything on this, all the bearings, all the spindles I greased. This is a new pulley from last year. So the only thing I've had to ever replace on this mower is that pulley, which I paid for, the starter, which I paid for, and then in the beginning, this cracked here that was under warranty. Other than that, this mower has 1,423 hours and no other problems with it so far. The motor's running, engine's running really nice still. I changed the oil in there. I topped off the hydros. So the only thing I have to do left is sharpen these blades before we start mowing next week. And this mower is like 7-8 years old, I think. No problems with the deck, no cracks in the deck, nothing like that, no cracks in the frame. We'll see how it holds out this year. See if we can get a whole nother season with this. Rachel's mower, on the other hand, as you see, is up there. It needs 3 new spindles. I still got to order, and I'm going to do that in the next week. But we don't have our big lawn no more. They sold that house, and we're not interested in taking it back. We talked to the client, but they never called us back after that, so I'm not chasing that. I got other things we can do besides doing that big property, even though it was one of our biggest accounts, and we had probably a good quarter of our income into it. But we picked up other things along the way. So let me take this over. I'm going to start mowing this field. I got to get the garden all cleaned up, and that's why I'm not sharpening the blades is because I'm going to be chopping stuff up. So I'm going to take this down there, and we'll see what we can get done today. Let's get it before, and then we'll get it after. There you go. That chicken's always getting out. We actually found the ball of feathers over there a week ago. Paige came in, she was kind of upset. She was crying a little bit. That's our 19-year-old daughter. She loves her chickens. but she seen a ball of feathers and she thought she heard the rooster going crazy at night, and she thought it got her. She has a black chicken that's even smaller than that one. She thought an owl or something at night got her chicken. Most of them are away in there and locked up, and nothing's ever bothered them in a while, but she thought it got her chicken. And then the next day towards the evening, that chicken came out from somewhere in the bushes and was perfectly fine, and she had all her chickens, so that was a good thing. So I got all this mowed up, all down around here. I didn't do the back half of the yard. I didn't do any trimming. I think I'm gonna come out here, and for the rest of the night I'm gonna weed eat this whole row here. Oh, there's her other chicken. See it right down there? All the way down there. She has like 40 or 50 of them. But I'm gonna weed eat all this and set up my cattle panels. But we're gonna do a video real quick. Should you guys buy a 48-inch Ferris walk-behind? Doesn't necessarily have to be a walk-behind. Should you buy a Ferris walk-behind? I don't know if you guys are new to the channel. We've been using this mower. This is the 9th year, I think it is, going on 10th season. 2016 I bought this mower. It has, hopefully the wind's not bad, it has 1,424 hours. And remember, they cleared that mountain a while ago and never did anything afterwards. But remember, I told you in the beginning, the only things I've replaced on this mower was this, which was under warranty. One of these pulleys, not really the spindle, a pulley. One of those was replaced. I have that many hours on it, 9 years, and those are the original spindles on this mower. So I've never had to replace them. I'm not the best at greasing these spindles, so I'm surprised they lasted 9 years. Anything else that I did replace one starter on this mower. So altogether, just that, this piece, and a pulley, and of course the blades, the belts you got to replace, which they should last 500 hours. There's a crack in my belt there, so hopefully that lasts, because that's a fairly new belt, I think. But they should last you about 500 hours. I just changed the oil on this thing. Before that, I hadn't changed the oil since the beginning of the previous season, maybe even longer. It's been maybe almost a year and a half since I changed the oil. I ran it all last year. So, and it's been sitting outside, probably out of the 9 years, about 7 years, untarped in the weather, just sitting outside. So I'm trying to give you all the things I've done with this mower over time. And you can go back and look at things we've mowed, things we've done with this mower. I have about 8 years of recording. This mower was on there when we had gotten this. I think maybe I had it a little bit before then. But so all in all, best versatile mower is a walk-behind, I think, because you can get on hills and everything. So anything else that went wrong with this? And I can't speak to any other mower brands. I've only used Ferris for the last 9 years. Even Rachel's mower up there, we've only been running Ferris's. And I'm not sure if there's many guys on YouTube who actually have kept their mowers for this long and not either sold them, traded them in, gotten a new one. Beside us, we have never gotten a different brand mower since we've been doing YouTube for 8 years. So that just shows how good these mowers are. And I'm not the best at maintaining them. There's people who maintain these things spot on, and they probably wouldn't have had the starter go, but it was sitting outside. So okay, we'll see when it cools off where my hydro pumps, where my oil tops off to be. I topped it off. So not many people probably take a lot better care of their mower than I do. And we've mowed anywhere from 30 to 70 accounts a year with this mower. Now, I'll tell you about that mower. Still love the Ferris's, but the starter's been replaced on that twice. And the spindles, I have to replace all 3 spindles and pulleys. But that mower actually is 6 or 7 years old. And that mower actually has about 300 more hours because Rachel does most of the mowing, 95% of the mowing she does with that big mower. And now we don't have the big property this year, so that should be better. So that's my review on this Ferris 48 8-inch FW35, I think it is, with the Kawasaki. And if you're looking to buy a Walkbehind, I honestly suggest go with Ferris if you have them around you. They are a really good built mower. And I might have replaced the PTO 1 or 2 times, but that's probably normal. I mean, most mowers with this many hours would have to replace it. And you do see I got to replace the battery terminal in here. But mine, like I said, would have a little more wear on it because it does sit outside. Like, even in the snow, rain, I don't even cover it. So we'll see if it can get us another year. If I can get another year on this mower, I might buy a new Ferris next season. And keep this one for like brush hogging things that I do now, like just mowing stuff down. But if you guys have any questions, please put them in the video below. And I do recommend getting a Ferris over any other mower. You can go back and watch the 8 years, and we don't get paid by Ferris by any means. They've never ever even contacted us about doing anything. So but like I said, we've been mowing with these mowers for probably 9 years now, 8-9 years now, and we love them. So okay guys, I am going to put up my cattle panels now for the night, but you guys will see that in the next video probably, and you will see us backfilling that front strain some and doing a lot of that project. And then we have quite a few other projects that we're doing. And I think I'm actually, hopefully this wind isn't bothering you guys, I'm actually thinking we're going to start mowing, not this week coming up. Some we might mow this week. And then next week, the following week, I think we're going to be full on mowing. I didn't think we'd have to in March, but it's looking like that. It doesn't look like we're going to cool down. Things have been really warm over here. But we are lacking rain bad. We're in actually a moderate drought where we stand right now, and we have many forest fires now burning out of control around us. As you can see how it's a little smoky. Earlier it was worse. See, now the wind's gonna get you, but see that like haze over there, that brown haze? That's all the forest fire. There's many of them around, even down in South Carolina. And that's one thing I really am worried about this year. If we get a lack of rain, the sheer amount of trees that came down in our area, that they're not gonna go up in the forest and clear these trees out now. They're just not. They're gonna clear out the roadway so you can get up there maybe. But there's even some parts of the parkway right now that are still devastated and not even open. We went up there, you'll see in the next video, we got to a certain point and we had to turn around, and that's just right over here, over these mountains here. So, but we will see you tomorrow in the next video when we're doing more of the front strain. And I think there's a few other projects we're gonna get started. So let's get some more done. So also the mowing height on this is 5 inches. I'm mowing at 3 right now, and the cut quality is really nice on this. Now we double mow everything because you have to. When you're in the mowing game, you really should be double mowing all your lawns unless you're in like a severe drought. But you can go all the way up to 5 inches with it, and it does cut really nice. So, well, there you go. That was a quick review.